Hey guys, my name is Jasmine and today we're going to be making art inspired by cartography. Before we get started, I'm going to tell you what you need. You need at least 2 pieces of paper, crayons, colored pencils, a Sharpie, can be either fine tip, chisel tip, whatever you have, a drawing pencil, which is also a graphite pencil, and an eraser. So what is cartography? Cartography is the process and the art of map making. So you may have seen maps before. You can see them like in a book, like a traveling kind of book, or you can see them online. There are lots of different kind of maps. You might have seen like a treasure map in a movie or TV show, or maybe in real life, I don't know. But that is our inspiration for what we're going to be making today. So you can take inspiration from real life, you can take inspiration from maybe a book you've read, a movie you've seen, but we're going to be making art inspired by a map. So using one of our pieces of paper, we're going to make a what you would call a legend, which has all the symbols that a map has. So like a triangle might represent a mountain, and that's what we're going to do here. Thinking about what you want to grab inspiration from, you can start making your legend here using all your symbols, and you can come up with different symbols to represent those things. So our symbols are a representation of what our areas are. So using inspiration from that, you can start making your symbols. You can use your Sharpie, your pencil, crayons, color pencils, whatever you want to use. But I'm going to jump in with my Sharpie and then I'll go in and color with my crayons and everything. But I'm gonna do a map based off of the home I grew up in. So the round circle would be my old room. Maybe a rectangle for the living room. A triangle for the kitchen. Smaller circle for other rooms, so rooms that are not my room, like other bedrooms. And then let's do squiggly shapes for where the doors are. So I'm also going to assign, this is my legend. Once again, this is a legend that includes all the symbols of what our map art is going to be. Symbols are going to be representative of different rooms, like how I just wrote all of that out. And once again, I'm going to assign colors to everything. I'm actually going to start with colored pencils. I'm feeling colored pencils today. I'm going to do pink for doors. And this can be based on a building, like the layout of a building, like the layout of your house, layout of maybe your favorite restaurant, your favorite place to go eat. It can also be inspired by the outdoors, or a building that you make up, that you imagine up. Maybe it's part of a story that you're making yourself. You can do that too. I'm gonna move on with other colors. I'm gonna also keep my colors out, for then I'm gonna use them in my art piece there. So let's do living room. It's gotta be yellow. Other rooms are gonna be red. Do the kitchen. Blue. then my old room will be green. So once again, this is our legend. It's basically like a key that tells you what everything is in a map. It is also known as a key. But I'm gonna set that paper aside. I'm gonna take my new fresh piece of paper and I'm gonna start with my Sharpie. Once again, you can start with whatever you wanna use, but I'm gonna do the layout of my old house. So, just gonna add everything in. Living room, kitchen. There we go. And one, I'm gonna actually keep using my Sharpie. One thing that I wanna add in this are lines. So you might think about a treasure map if you've seen a treasure map before. It has the pathway leading from one spot to another. So that's what I'm going to do with this, but I'm gonna connect everything together how I see fit. I'm gonna do that using line. You can kind of change up your lines. You can dotted lines, you can do straight lines, you can do curly lines. But yeah, I'm just gonna use lines to connect everything. And we already kind of use lines to make our forms here because everything is made of line. So here are some lines, more lines, but I'm gonna use very simple kind of lines to connect everything how I see fit. So I'm gonna do that with keeping in mind that this is an art piece and that I can be creative with how I make my lines and how I connect everything together. So I'm gonna go in with my Sharpie, do just that. I'm gonna connect everything together using different lines. There's some dotted lines. There's some curly Q lines. You don't have to connect every single symbol to one another, but if you want, you can. That's probably another challenge for you, which that's still fun. You can still take on that challenge. So that everything has kind of like a circuit happening. Again, you can do straight lines, you can do curved lines. I think I'm sort of taking on the challenge of making sure everything is connected. I think everything's connected. I'm gonna start here. Yep. Looks like everything is connected for me. So, and if you think your paper is looking a little bare and you want to add things to the sides, you can do that too. I'm not going to because I feel like that will take away from what I envision for my map, but if you want to add more, you can totally do that. That's totally okay. Now I'm going to start coloring. So following my legend here, I have doors, old room, living room, kitchen, other rooms, and I have all the colors connected to those, and that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to add in my colors. So I have all my doors, they're all pink. And you can use colored pencils and crayons, or you can just use one of them. I'm only using colored pencils right now, but I think I will go back in later to use crayons. If you are doing buildings, again, you can do doors, rooms, kitchen, living room, whatever, but you can also do things like where a chair is or where all the windows are. Or maybe where the sun comes in the best. There are lots of kind of variations that you can do with your map. old room. And like with a lot of abstract art, if you're making it one way, you might want to change it, flip it around, see, you might like it another way. I kind of like it this way, actually. I might end up flipping mine, but I will see when I get closer to being done. Gonna do the living room. It's yellow. And I said before, I'm gonna use my crayons, I believe, and I'm gonna do just that. I'm gonna go over my lines with crayons. So I'm gonna pick 3 different colors, because I did 3 different lines, and I wanna use 3 different colors. So, I'm gonna get purple, orange, and a yellow-green. So, let's see, with my dotted lines, I'm gonna use my yellow-green. And I'm just kind of coloring over my lines. Looks pretty cool in my opinion. But you can customize your lines how you want. This is your art. You can make it personal. You can leave them as is, however you originally did it. Those are all of my dotted lines. Gonna do my straight lines, straight connected lines with my orange here. And there we go. There is our photography inspired art. So once again, we talked about photography and how that can inspire art. We made art based on or inspired by photography. We made a legend, which includes our symbols, which are representative of other things, like how this green circle here represents my old room. So, and then we made our map, which has all of our forms, and our lines, which use line to make our forms here. And we also use lines to connect all of our forms. There are different ways you can use line. Line is a part of everything, and that's how we used it. Once again, this is abstract art based on photography, and I hope you guys make more. There's lots you can do. You can take this outside if you want. You can make art inspired by photography outdoors, and I hope you guys do just that and make lots more, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.